Nana boys, what's going on? Yorkie here, and it is time for the end of season number 3 here in this Blackburn Rovers career mode, and we have a stacked episode today. We already look set to be a mid-table Premiership team at the end of the first season here in the Premier League. We've had a really good season. It started off a little bit rough, but the team settled, the squad's together, and we managed to finish mid-table. We're going to have 4 games in this episode, but mid-table is already secured. I don't see us falling too far, and we are safe from the drop zone. We've already relegated Burnley, Watford and Preston, leaving the Premier League this season. We also scouted ourselves a few wonder kids in that last episode, and something really handy was pointed out. We are retraining Bryant right now, one of the new boys, to play right back, but as pointed out, he's left-footed. We're going to swap the right back situation with him for left back. It is going to set him back a little bit, but not too much. And the main man, Reggie Day of that last episode, he looks like he could be a long-term left back for the future, is actually right footed. So we're going to retrain him to play right back. I appreciate the feedback as always, boys. You guys smash it on this series. It's as much mine as it is yours. But if you are new to the channel, please smash that subscribe button. Hit the like button if you're going to enjoy the video. Let's get into this one. I'm super excited to end the season and to see what roughly we're going to have to play with next season in terms of budget as well. And our first match in this one is going to be taking on Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. They got a pretty good squad. When we play them in the cup, they cause me problems. We are going to be trying out a 4-4-2 at some point in this episode, because I think that's what we're going to go to. Great suggestion when we play against teams that play free at the back, because free at the back is just my kryptonite at the minute. I really struggle to break teams down when they play 3 or 5 at the back, and I think having 2 strikers will change that. And I'm liking 4-4-2 right now with Atletico, so why not give it a go with Blackburn? We need to be versatile in this league, so that's what we're going to try. Palace are not one of those sides that play free at the back, so I don't feel like there's any need to do that in this one. I mean, it's just business as usual. It's Man City next in the league, so I'm expecting that one to go as well as you'd expect a game against Man City to go. And we'll give it our best shot, though. We always do. Sarr making a run there. I thought it was going to leave room for Tyrese Dolan. Unfortunately, it's going to come to nothing. A big win here would be massive. It would probably secure our position in 11. All over the top. Callum Grant, first time shot. Oh, just beyond the post. Might have Callum Grant if it's a good ball. It's a very good ball over the top to Callum Grant. He's missed one already. Callum Grant does not miss a second. He has been electric this season. He's going to make it 1-0 Blackburn. Fantastic ball over the top there from Felix Metcher, but hit and miss this year. We need a bit more consistency from Felix next season. Lovely ball in behind. Callum Grant is really getting in behind the back line today. And what a save from the keeper. Into Callum Grant. Well held up. Callum Grant. Then into Cowell. Great save, Galini. Cowell really has flourished after getting more game time now. Honestly, he really has. I'm super impressed with how far he's come on since Reece Nelson's injury. And Reece Nelson is a little bit injury prone. So Cowell being good and ready to go and playing at this high of a level is super important. Lacey right at the start of this second half, just powering forward, but Colwell, as ever, is a brick wall at the back. Oh, then straight across to Callum Grant. He's going to bring that one back to Tyrese. Now, what a well-worked goal that is. It's Rico Lewis, not Tyrese Dolan. That is a wonderful bit of football from Blackburn. Do not sleep on our ability to play a little bit of tiki-taka when needed. That is such a good bit of play. And Rico Lewis has been fantastic. There was a statement in the comments that maybe we wouldn't sign him because we're going to have Reggie Day that could play there in the long term. But I still think Rico Lewis would make sense to sign if we can negotiate a good deal with Manchester City in the summer. Short corner from Crystal Palace. As expected, most teams play short corners these days on the game. And Tyrese Dolan has done more than enough to get the ball away. Well, I had to pick her in. The space he had. Pickering then on the inside. Felix Metcher does great. Callum Grant for his second. Oh, what a save, Galini. Galini really is a nightmare. I'm not going to lie. Like, he's just a nightmare to deal with. Imagine if we'd have scored that one. Callum Grant has put on some good effort, some good shots in this one, but Galini is just there every time. Good footwork. Plays that back inside to Travis, and Galini, that were a bit too easy for him. He saved some very good shots in this one. He's never going to struggle with that one. Elise piling forward. He's been the main threat for Crystal Palace. Elise has some unbelievable footwork. And this is such well-played football from Crystal Palace. Can we stop them from breaking through? Maybe not. Elise beyond the post. Oh, that's a lovely play. Balogun in behind, surely. I think he's onside as well. And that should cap off what has been a brilliant performance And that's going to be 3-0 Blackburn. With that result, it does see us move up to 9th in the table. With Everton falling to a defeat, we leapfrogged them again, and we've got up to 9th. We've also leapfrogged Brentford, and we have a game in hand over Brentford. So is 10th or 9th a realistic position that we could get now at this stage? Who knows? But this is a fantastic first season back in the Premiership. We really did need a good result against Palace, though, because we have such a difficult game now coming up against Manchester City that the Palace result really was important. Aston Villa as well 2 days after this Man City one. We are going to be playing the highlights, and we are going to have a penalty that Erling Haaland will be standing over right at the start of this game. I went right last time, and they went left. I'm going to go right again, and they go left again. It did not take us long to find ourselves 1-0 down, and then Man City powering forward here on another attack. Erling Haaland, that was heavy from him. Great defending, and finally, we'll have a counter-attack. Point against Manchester City would be fantastic. Cowell waited all too long for an offside Callum Grant. We're going to continue the Man City dominance then, and it's going to be a Man City attack here. And can we just stop them in any way, shape or form? Great save, Turner. An early solo run then into the second half. Edwards, I mean, I'm never catching him, am I? You just are not catching him. 2-0 Man City. Didn't seem that quick when he were on that Tottenham side for us. I mean, he did all right. He did all right. Can't be too mean. But Man City are absolutely dominating this game, as you would expect. And that's kind of why I like these moments, because you'll still see the bigger sides have these opportunities, but you will see us have opportunities as well. It's late into the game and we have a corner. I'm notoriously horrendous at these. I don't think that's going to change as I get shoved off the ball and Man City can clear it, but they can't clear it very far. Callum Grant will hold that one up. Wharton back in. I thought Felix Mecha was free and he wasn't. Let's see what Man City can do with this crossing opportunity. It's into Erling Haaland with a shot and Turner with a save. That will be the full-time whistle. A difficult day at the Etihad for Blackburn Rovers, but it was to be expected, and Man City will win this 1-2-0. No rest for the wicked then. It's straight into this game at Villa Park. Since they're playing 4-4-2, we're going to stick with our usual formation. We have to be careful in this one, though, with 2 up top and Malinowski in the Villa team. They could pose a lot of threats, but it is an aging squad. Let's not forget, though, that they do have Bastoni in their backline, and he's currently their captain. We definitely want to bounce back after that result against Manchester City. This is the kind of side you can do it against. Aris Doland. That's a great ball in behind. Rico Lewis again. Oh my God, this man is on fire towards the end of the season, and it's 1-0 Blackburn straight after the kickoff. If we were considering not signing him, maybe that would be a mistake. We could even look at doing a deal for him now before he goes up in overall and will cost more next season, although I'm not sure how realistic that will be. I will think about that as we continue on in this episode and see if maybe getting the deal done for him beforehand, well, we can, because we're very happy with his performances, and I still think at 73 rated, he isn't going to go in and play for Manchester City. Rico Lewis now getting a bit of space into Callum Grant. Can't find the header from Callum Grant. It wasn't a bad ball in, though. And Rico Lewis, in the early stages of this game, causing all the problems. And Cowell might be played in. It's going to be 2. We are tearing Aston Villa apart. This is the kind of form you definitely want to be showing coming to the end of the season. And a lot of these players are playing for their place in the team next year, because we will have a big budget again and we will be making changes to this team. But the inform lads, how do we get rid of them? I don't think there's any way. And if you're new to the channel and you don't already know this, I don't base all my decision-making off player overall. I know transfers are huge in career mode and they're super important, but I don't base everything off the overall. I base a lot of it off of performance. And at this moment in time, I don't know how we get rid of a lot of these players. I think we keep the majority of them and maybe only add 1 or 2 moving forward. I mean, that felt like the right move. It's going to bounce straight to Malinowski, being played on side by Rico Lewis, and Villa are back in the game. The ball back across, don't I? Callum Grant. No, I wanted Callum Grant. I'm going to get Alex Scott. Oh my God, what a finish from Alex Scott. And we restore the 2-goal cushion. Just like that. What a fantastic strike. I think there's still a lot more to come from young Alex Scott. He's had a rough time since joining the club with injury straight off the bat, but finishes like that are going to stick long in my memory. Felix Mecha into Cowell. Cowell then into Callum Grant. Callum Grant waited. Tyrese Doland. Oh my God. Beautiful stuff. We start the second half as we started the first with a goal. 4-1 up. It is only right to bring on the youngster Jens Dahl. We need to give him the opportunities we can. I think I might change him up a little bit next season. Maybe we change his boots and stuff. We can have some customization with the youngsters. We're starting to get More and more academy players be important to this team as Kamara heads the ball over the bar. Now, somewhere in the melee of that corner, Alex Scott got injured again. He scored a screamer in this match, and he's managed to pick up a knock. So Jason Knight comes on, but are we seeing what might be the downfall of Alex Scott? And that is his injury proneness. Because at the minute, it does actually feel like potentially the downfall of Reece Nelson as well. Who knows? Some big bids will probably come in for him in the summer. But those injuries are costly. They're not just costly to the team in terms of results. They're costly to the team and to the player. Because the player then is going to not grow as successfully as they should do. This is good play from Aston Villa. Malinowski being the danger man for them so far in this game. He's got to be getting on now. I think he's about 32. He's very much an established striker. Felix Mecha now being given space to run into. And then Jens Dahl is given space to run into. We know Jens Dahl is rapid. Jens Dahl for the goal that he desires. And it's going to be 5-1. Aston Villa throwing the kitchen sink at us. And it has left a lot of space in behind. When you've got someone as quick as Jens Dahl on the pitch, you can always cause a problem on the break. With that thrashing there of Aston Villa, we are in 9th place. Now, depending on what Everton do, we will finish the season in 9th place. We can't go any higher. West Ham have a 5-point gap. And there is only one game left in this season. But if Everton don't capitalise and win, we are guaranteed 9th spot this season. After that game and Rico Lewis's performances in this episode, I think now is the time to approach to buy in. Now, there was a suggestion that we do the same thing with Balogun, but we can't. It looks like he's actually going to be out of contract. I'm assuming that's what this means, because when it comes to transfer, we can't even offer to buy him, so he may be a freebie. He's not very happy with his play time at the minute, though. He's played second fiddle to Callum Grant, which we knew was going to happen. With us playing 4-4-2 a little bit more next season, he would see a lot more game time, so we are going to need more strikers if we're going to use that system at points next year. But for now, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't sign Rico Lewis at 72 overall. Definitely not going to play for Man City next season. And I'm just going to go straight up and pay his release clause. Now, we may have been able to get him for cheaper if we haven't have done that. But I think for now, it makes sense. Just pay it and let's offer him a contract. We have to hope that Rico Lewis is going to be happy. I'm going to go rotation, and I have to hope he's going to be happy with that. Rotation in the Premiership is not bad. 5 years is fantastic. I don't want him to want such a high wage. He's going to take a pay cut as well. That is fantastic news. Before the window even opens, we have our first transfer for next season. That's Rico Lewis. What was it? 6.5 or 6.2 million, paying his release clause to keep him at the club next season. Been absolutely thrilled. You guys hammered me in the comments for not using him enough. Well, I've changed my opinion. He's definitely going to see game time in the future between him and Callum Britton. Callum Britton is getting on a little bit. He's still not old, but injury problems for Callum Britton as well could lead us to making the decision to sell him. The injury report is back, though, on Alex Scott, and it's only 5 days, which is great news. I just hope he can try and stay as injury-free as possible, especially next season. It's time for the final game of the season, then, and we're going to be taking on Brentford. Remember, at one point, Brentford offered me the job, not playing 5 at the back. So, I mean, this is so annoying. We were going to do the 4-4-2, but with Everton winning their game and only being a point behind us, I think we're going to stick to the tried and trusted. But you will see 4-4-2 next season when we play against those teams that play 3 or 5 at the back. This is Travis's last game for the club, and I am sad. I've opted to play Tyrese Doland on the left and Amad Diallo on the right. Eskel Rudd will be our cam in this one. And of course, the undroppable Rico Lewis stays at right back. I was really tempted to start Balogun as well, but I mean, Callum Grant's just been so good. Why should I not let him start? He's our main striker. He's the main man up top. I don't see any reason why he shouldn't get to start this final game of the season. Balogun is on the bench. Hopefully we'll see him. It might be the last time we see him in a Blackburn shirt, but we will see him. He has been good when we've used him. But the big question is, right now, do we try and sign him next season? Now, if it's a free, definitely. But if it's going to be a paid fee from Arsenal, it could be a big fee as well. Is he the right man for the job? Bearing in mind, though, we are going to need more strikers if we're going to play 4-4-2 against those 3 at the back formations, because there's a lot of sides that play it in this league, and you are going to need that extra player. And we've only got 3 strikers. Jens Dahl, I'm not decided what will happen with him next season. He might get a loan deal, but I've really enjoyed using him this season. He's scored a fair few goals. He's been a good player on the sideline, but he does most likely deserve to be playing week in, week out, which means, do we let him have a loan deal away? There's so many questions in the summer to answer. I'm excited, but let's just focus on this Brentford game, because they are dominating it right now as Travis puts in that tackle. That is fantastic from him. We can slowly start to break away. Tar pulls it back. Goes that wide to Amad Diallo. Amad Diallo's got pace. He's going to go all the way through. Surely, Amad Diallo makes it 1-0. He'd be another one that in the summer, we're going to struggle to keep hold of. Amad Diallo, because he's actually had a very good season. Now, it's only 1 year in the Premiership since we signed him, but I could see big teams coming in for him. We've seen it often. It's happening a lot in foreign leagues. Not necessarily as much, but when a team overachieves, they have a really good season, their squad gets absolutely decimated. And could that happen to us? Because we've got some very good players. Grant picks the ball up here. And I sense something spectacular from Callum Grant. Great save. Brentford have actually built themselves quite a good squad. It's good to see, because you want to see other teams just building good squads. Yorkiemann, Nayley. Let's go Rudd there. Did brilliantly. He's got it into Sarr. This could be Sarr's first goal for the club. And it is going to be Sarr, the ex-Tottenham star. Not to be. He's going to be a Blackburn star, hopefully, and it's 2-0. Great hold-up play by Eskel Rudd as well, man. I'm excited to see what Eskel Rudd can do next season, because he's the OG, really, when you think of youth academy players. He's the first one we called up. He's supposed to be the next Morten Gams Pedersen. Not sure he's going to reach those heights, but he has had a good season. His first year in the Premiership, always going to be difficult. Wilson's played that one in behind to Mbeumo. That is a good tackle for Pickering. I don't know. Mbeumo's going to keep the football, though, and he's going to rattle the crossbar, and Turner saves it in the end. What a fantastic first half we had. What a fantastic end to the season we're having. But here we go. Travis touching the ball. This will be his last half of football. Playing for Blackburn Rovers. Going to be a Barcelona player next season. How big is that for him? What a great achievement in his career to go and play for Barcelona. Club captain. So that's a big question, lads. Who's going to be the captain next season? You guys let me know who you think we should give that. If I'm being honest, right now, I think Turner potentially should be captain, or maybe even Yorkiemann. But I think Turner has probably he's earned it, and he's going to be one of the more experienced players we have. Is that Travis going down with an injury on his final game of the season? That could be devastating. Tyrese Dolan now, though, on the ball, and can we just find a way through? That's not a bad ball in, but it's not going to find his man. It is Travis who's gone down injured. And what a way to end his final game with Blackburn Rovers. I imagine he'd be getting a massive round of applause right now. We're going to bring him off. We're going to bring on Alex Scott. Sarr will drop to the CDM position. Found Amad Diallo, and Amad Diallo has Tyrese Dolan across. Tyrese Dolan takes it down perfectly. What a block in the end that is. That was good football again from us. We're going to win the ball straight back with Callum Grant. Give it out to Sarr with the shot. Thought he cut him off his line. He was way too wise to it. A lot of this second half's been all Brentford, as Turner saves that one. There's been a lot of chances for them. But thanks to some great passing play from us, it didn't really matter, because at the end of the day, with 2 goals to the good, I reckon that's this game done and dusted. Just a few substitutions, why not? I'm actually thinking that maybe Wharton could be captain as well. Turner. It's got to be Turner in my head. I'm going to let you guys decide and give your comments. I think I'll take a few of the comments and then do a vote. Oh my God, they rattle the crossbar. I think we'll then do a vote on the channel. I think that makes most sense, but if it was up to me, I think Turner is the obvious choice. And that closes the curtain then on this season. A 2-0 victory. We actually had a really good end run to the season after a poor middle patch, but all round, finishing 9th is some achievement this year in the Premier League for Blackburn Rovers. I'm super excited to see what we can do in the summer. But what an achievement this is, and we should be very happy. Very sad, though, on the other hand, that Travis got injured on the final day. Everton ended up losing on the final day as well to Manchester United. They lose 2-0, so quite comfortably 9th in the end. And we're going to have to look through Burnley, Watford and Preston at some point across the summer, just to see if we can pick off some of their better players, potentially. We haven't really figured out where we need players yet. It's going to be about upgrading the team next season, and I'm quietly happy with this squad right now. But if we look at stats for the season, it was quite clear that Callum Grant was the man we needed up top. We had a question at the start of the year on whether we had the strikers that were good enough. Tyrese Campbell got shown the door, Callum Grant stayed, and with 16 goals and 10 assists, he proved everybody wrong. What a season for Callum Grant. Along with him, Amad Diallo having a breakout year at 22. It's going to be very difficult to keep hold of him. Cowell right up there. So Reece Nelson down here needs to be thinking about that. He's gone back down to a 78. There is potential we let him go because he's standing the way of Cade Cowell, and I think he should be given the opportunities, considering how well he's done, and at 21, he's very versatile as well. Travis bagging 6 goals this season. I'm so sad to see him go. He's the kind of player I would have loved to have had here for the entire series, but for realism and from the comments, it made sense. But look at that, Jens Dahl, breakout year in my mind. At 17, he scored his first goal at 16, 6-1. And Balogun actually coming in, 15 appearances, 5 goals, 1 assist. That is not bad from him. I'm going to need more from Mecha next season. Let's be honest, I'm going to need more from him, but with 4 goals and 6 assists, not a bad year. And his first year back in the Premiership. So I'm pretty happy with the team. We've had some great growth this season as well. I'm extremely happy with the transfers. When it comes to the youth academy, we still have quite a plethora of players in here. Some of them a lot better than others. Of course, Reggie Day being the key standout from the youth academy. We may send youth scouts out again at some point next season, because I'm probably going to get rid of a few of these players, and I've already promoted a few of them. So we've got Sharp here promoted, who does look like he could be something special in the future, so he'll get loaned out. Correa, Carvajal, I think that's how you say it, Gonzalez and Rosales. Some of them may never see the light of day, but Sharp looking like the most promising, and Carvajal could actually be pretty decent. Cam or striker, and he's got some fairly decent attributes. Of course, we'll build a 4-4-2, and we'll work on that for next season as well and see what we can do there. But that's going to be it for this year then, and I'm going to advance now, because I want you guys to roughly know what budget we're going to have for next season. The saddest thing about fast forwarding is the fact that we have to say goodbye to Travis, man. I'm absolutely devastated at this, but he's been a pleasure at the club. Good luck at Barcelona, champ. He was only out with a bruised shoulder, so it was only 5 days, and I wish him nothing but the best. But we are going to have big money this season. It's going to be 52 million. I was kind of hoping for more. Is that the 30 million that we have for Travis as well? Or do we have to wait for him to leave the club? I'm going to advance forward one day just to see. It was without the Travis money. So we're going to have 84 million for the start of our 2nd season in the Premiership and our 4th season here with Blackburn. This is your opportunity, boys, to make sure you're getting your suggestions in. I just want to say a massive thank you for the support on the series so far, and thank you for the support this season. It's been a great one in the Premiership. I'm looking forward to the new season. I'm currently on holiday when this goes up, so there'll be a little bit of a break in between this and the next one. Next week should be where videos go back to normal, because I'll be back for my holiday. Stay safe, everyone, and I will see you for the start of season number 4.